Hey Parker, hi. So this is gonna be more of a rant than anything. As you know, or yeah, you know, it's like the end of the semester, and for me today was my last day of classes, which I'm so happy about. Like 10 minutes to the end of class, we were just like doing general housekeeping things. Someone was like, I want to get up and talk to you all, one of the students in the class. And I'm like, okay. And so she got up and she said, how many of you know what a depressed person looks like? And I just internally cringed. Now, Parker, I don't know if you remember or whatever, but I have previously been to therapy for depression and other things. I don't need to get too into that. And so, you know, I was on medication. This girl goes up and she's like, so many weeks ago I was feeling seriously depressed and I attempted suicide. Pretty much her experience and how she was put into the hospital for a week while they talked to her and figured out what was going on. And she kind of then went into, if you know, you need to talk to people. If you believe someone is going through something, talk to them, which obviously is not a bad message to be spreading. Then she went into this whole thing where she was like pretty much implying that none of us know what it's like to go through something like that, and that, you know, obviously none of us are obviously mentally ill and we've never come out and spoken about it, so, you know, that means that none of us are. It was just her making these broad sweeping generalizations about what we have been through, and that, you know, we need to make it our mission to reach out to others. And it just didn't feel sincere to me at all. For three years almost, I was there, and the last thing I would ever do is go in front of 20, 30 students and talk about in detail about how I tried to attempt suicide. I could be completely wrong, but in my experience, that is not what you do when you have recently attempted suicide. You don't go and you don't sort of brag about it and brag about what you have gone through as a result and how legitimate what you are going through is. It came off as bragging to me. I don't know if that's how she meant it. Ultimately, this was just like another thing in a long line of things. And for example, yesterday in my creative writing class, someone was talking about how to be a truly great intellectual, you are typically mentally ill, and how all of the greats are mentally ill and they're so tortured and emotional inside. And it's like, it's not how it is. Depression is not this torturous, forever overflowing well of creativity. It's laying in bed for 24 hours, and it's not, you know, it's not this overwhelming joy and it's not this overwhelming creative bubble that you can just draw from and create every great work. It's not that. I wish it was, but it's not. I know everyone copes with things differently, but she was speaking down to us, saying that, you know, she is so legitimate because she has this going on in her life, and that the rest of us who obviously don't need to make it our mission to reach out to others. And I will be the first person to help anyone if they are going through anything ever. I myself have gone through this, and I have two friends who have gone through similar situations in which they have been, you know, diagnosed with something. You do not, like, it is considered a very shameful thing. You don't go and you don't talk about it in front of so many people. It just doesn't happen. It takes a long time just to get to grips with it yourself, much less be able to tell one person who's so close to you, much less to be able to talk in front of people you don't really know. It just came off as one of these, like, I'm such a tortured soul, love me, because, you know, attention getting things, and I'm sorry if I'm coming off pretentious and like, oh well, I know what I'm talking about and I deserve recognition, because I don't mean for myself to come off that way, but, and I am glad that that is over. Those were the longest 15 minutes of my life. So that's that. But, so that's that, Parker. I will see you on Monday. DFTBA, stay super.